I'm Brandon Driver, and this is Curtis Adou. We are here because we're talking about the Model 3 and the Model Y, the biggest differences, biggest similarities, and what you should know before buying one. I run a business that helps people get used to their cars after they've purchased their first Tesla or any other electric vehicle, and I have owned my Model 3 for almost 2 years now.
I'm Curtis Adou, and I've had my Model 3 for about a year prior to my Model Y that you see behind. And I've had that one since June.
So Curtis and I are not unfamiliar with owning a Tesla. I've had my 3 for a while. He's had a 3 for a while. He has his Y now, and he used to have a Model S. So we're going to start with some of the biggest differences that you've seen in the Model Y versus the Model 3.
Really, the biggest differences are going to be really the size. In terms of interior volume, the Y is by far the largest.
And you're a pretty tall dude. How does it feel getting in and out of the Model Y versus the Model 3?
Yes, it's a lot easier. The biggest thing is that I'm 6'2", 6'2". That position of like getting in and kind of like crunching down. You don't have to do that. You basically just kind of like slid in. It's really a lot more ergonomically. It's a lot easier.
I like that. And yeah, I have to admit, I am 6'2", and getting in and out of my Model 3 is not the easiest thing in the world compared to something a little taller like a Model Y. Let me say here real fast that I'm jealous of Curtis, like a whole big bunch of jealous. Like, that is a nice car right there, and don't get me wrong, I love my Model 3. I am a taller guy. I like getting into a taller car. I like having more storage space in the back. But besides the storage space and the ride height, what else stands out to you about the Model Y?
Just the dynamics. I guess the dynamics of the vehicles are a little bit different. You still get the power. It's not as abrupt or as sharp as the Model 3, because this is a dual motor all-wheel drive. My Model 3 that I had previously was also a dual motor all-wheel drive. That one was quite brisk. I mean, it's not. This is quick, but it's not as quick. Apart from space and everything else, I mean, it's very, very similar. And the ride height and everything, it's very similar. But the car, you can feel the heft when you're driving. You can actually feel the fact that it's got I think it's got about 400 or 500 pounds more, 300. I think it's 300 or 400 pounds heavier, I believe. But yeah, you can feel that. It carries his weight very well.
Okay, good to know. So let me ask you this. You own the latest and greatest car offered by Tesla now. Are you proud of that? How does it make you feel?
Um, that first of all, that was not the reason why I got it. So, disclaimer out there. But it feels good. It's just really more of a functionality for what I do, what my family and I do. So it's really toward functionality instead of more of a latest and greatest. But yeah, it's loving it though.
And quick backstory, both Curtis and I used to be Tesla salespeople, and we have sold quite a lot of Teslas in our time. Curtis himself being somewhat famous around these parts. But we've gone through a lot of conversations with people, especially about range anxiety. Someone who's deciding between a long-range Model 3 and a long-range Model Y, there's a 6-mile difference for how long the battery will get before you're going to have to pull over and charge. What do you have to say to someone who's freaking out about getting that extra 6 miles out of their car?
You're gonna have that once in a while, once in a lifetime. Oh my God, I'm at 0. Yes, but 6 miles is not really that. But if you're one of those people that just cannot stand waiting at the supercharger and all those different things, get the longest range possible that you can afford always, because it makes a difference in your day-to-day life. And so it really makes a big difference. If you can afford it, go for the longest one that you can.
I totally agree with Curtis on that because I have a shorter range Model 3, and you can go on road trips. It's not that hard to do. You can find superchargers everywhere. But if you're going on a really long road trip, like 9 hours like I've done before, it's so much nicer to stop and charge less. So yes, if you can afford it, go for the longer range. Hands down. Hands up, hands down. One of the biggest differences about the Model Y is now they come standard with the Chrome Delete, which honestly I think looks super sexy. But have you had anyone comment on that yet? And do you care? Have you noticed?
The one comment that I remember the most would be my daughter that actually said that the Chrome delete was too hot.
Oh, really?
She goes, "Dad, this is hot." So I haven't noticed it. It looks cool, I guess. I'm not really. I didn't dislike the Chrome before. I'm not disliking it deleted, so it's not. It doesn't do anything for me. So
Lastly, now that you've owned a Model Y for 2 months, 3 months, about 3 months, and you own the Model 3 for a year and a half, what is the biggest thing that you miss about your Model 3, if there's anything?
biggest one would be the ability to autocross and drive fast. I can't. I miss it. Like the Model 3 is one of those cars that are very nimble, very responsive, very quick. So I used to autocross it. There's some videos that I posted on my other channel. But it was a lot of fun. Can't really autocross an SUV. I tried. They told me you can't do it. So maybe you can. You can, because if you get like mountain pass springs and all that kind of stuff, they have a fully track ready Model Y that beat a GT3. So
Wow.
for you race fan out there.
I only know of one person out there that has raced their Model 3 before personally, and that is Curtis right here. And that's pretty cool. So there you have it. Model 3 owner here, Model Y owner here. We love our cars, and they're fantastic. I'm going to link Curtis's channel down in the description, so go check him out. And honestly, this was really cool. This is my only third time seeing a Model Y in person, and I'm really stoked to be able to check out some of the dimensions. We're going to put another video up relating to the Model Y shortly here, but let me know in the comments if you have an idea for another video, and go drop a comment on Curtis's latest stuff and tell him you say hello.